welcome to another review. Today is an update review on 3 different series. So I didn't really want to do 3 separate ones, so I'm putting them all together. Hopefully it won't be too long. So if the first book I'm discussing is The Isis Collar, which is the 4th book in the Blood Singer series by Kat Adams. And if you want to see the review I did on books 1 to 3 first, go here. Okay? Because there will be a few spoilers of the first 3 if you haven't read them already. Okay, so The Isis Collar. I thought it was a good book. It wasn't brilliant, but it was good. In this one, Celia, there's like this kind of zombie plague that is kind of spread out around the city, and it starts in schools, and Celia ends up getting it, and it basically turns people into zombies. Yeah, like as I said in the other review I did on this series, a lot happens, like really you have to keep up with a lot of different stories. But in this book it didn't seem like too much. Maybe I was just used to it, or there just wasn't as many subplots in this book, I'm not sure. But yeah, I thought it was a good enough book. You know, it was enjoyable, it was exciting, had a good enough story. Again, there's not much of a romance element to this series, especially in this book. Like, she kind of went out with John at the end of the 3rd book, John Creed, and she doesn't even mention him until like 3rd way through the book. Halfway, the 3rd way through the book, and that's only because he finds her. So I found that strange. Like, she didn't even think about him. And she says in it, she says before John even comes in, that she thinks that she's going to get back with Bruno, you know, Bruno and her ex. So I'm like, this isn't much of a love triangle if she's already thinking of getting back with Bruno. And I'm not mad about Bruno anyway, because like, I think John deserves a chance. But anyway, that was the love element to the story. There wasn't much going on. I don't like her family storylines in it. I love the whole siren element. That wasn't really in this book as much. But her mother, it's just lousy what she says to her and everything she put her through, and her grandmother then siding with the mother the whole time. I just felt really sorry for Celia in that. I don't know, I felt like Celia's just put through a lot. She keeps getting knocked down and down and down, and it's kind of a little bit depressing in this book, because again she's just put through a lot. So I wish something kind of good happened to Celia. So yeah, I don't think it was my favourite book in the series, but it was good enough as a general book. And the 5th one is called The Eldritch Conspiracy, and there's no word yet on when that's out. Okay, so the next book I'm talking about is By a Thread, which is the 6th book in the Elemental Assassin series by Jennifer Estep. Now, I've done a review on books 1 to 5, I think. And if you want to see that, I suggest you go here. Okay, actually I don't think I reviewed the 5th one. But anyway, they're all kind of the same. The main thing I have with this series is that I'm shocked there is a 6th book. And there's actually a 7th book coming out too, which is called Widow's Web, and it's out this year on the 21st of August. And it doesn't say it's the final book, so there's probably going to be more. That's just my biggest grievance with the series, that the author's actually continuing on and making more. Yeah, the series should have finished ages ago. The whole Madeline Monroe storyline is done with. Her big mystery behind what happened to her family is done. Why is the author making more? I'm like, she's squeezing every amount of possible storyline out of this group of characters. Yeah, she's just, what's the saying, dragging a dead horse or something. Yeah, this series should be ended now. In saying that though, the 6th book I did enjoy. It took a while for me to kind of like it, get into it, but by the end of it I really did enjoy it, surprisingly enough. As an overall series I think it should end, but as a single book I did enjoy it, and I like the whole vampire thing in it, because I actually forgot there's vampires mentioned in the series. Yeah, it's exciting, and I do feel really sorry for Jen, because she's always been made feel like she's horrible person by her sister, and Donovan's back in this book, so it's nice to get a bit of closure with that whole element. And I love Owen and Jin, and Owen's great. I'm not mad about what the storyline for the next book is. Owen's ex comes back into it, so yeah, you jealous Jin, that's not what I really want to read about. So yeah, even though I am quite sick of the series, well, I'd probably read the next one just to see what happens, and cause you know, I enjoy most of the books. There is a little novella between the 5th and 6th called Thread of Death, I think. Don't bother reading it, it's just nothing. There's about 1 page of information in it, and it's just a waste of a read, so don't bother spending your money on it. Yeah, so that's that. So book 7's out in August again. Yeah, so that's the Elemental Assassin series. Okay, the last book I'm discussing today is from the Body Finder series by Kimberly Derting, and this is the 3rd book in that series. It's called The Last Echo. And if you want to see my review on the first 2 books in that series, go here. Okay, I loved the first book, wasn't crazy about the 2nd book, and thankfully the author, and all the issues I wanted her to improve on and fix, she did. She kind of improved and fixed on for the 3rd one. I do still think the first one is a bit better, mainly because it has a lot of, I love the whole Jay and Violet friendship development thing, which isn't really in the 3rd book. But the, you know, the actual mystery and storyline and crime in the first book is just as good in the 3rd book, so I'm pleased with that. I really like the story. There's a little bit of a subplot going on with this other criminal, but yeah, the whole thing with the girlfriend collector was interesting and exciting towards the end. I do think the author could have ended it better. I'm not talking about the epilogue, I'm like, you know, while Violet's in trouble, I don't know, I felt like I could have, I wanted a more satisfying rescue or ending, or just something, yeah, it was like nearly there. I do think the ending was kind of abrupt like the epilogue. I don't think it was really necessary. You'll understand when you read it, but I suppose it gives a bit of a lead into the 4th book. There will be a 4th book, no word, I looked up, I had no word yet when it's out, but there will be a 4th one. Yeah, so the reason I probably preferred the first one to this one again is because there was hardly no Jay, and there was lots of Rafe. I like Rafe. I think him and Violet have a nice friendship relationship, but I hope it doesn't go beyond anything more, because I love her and Jay, and I wish there was a bit more than in this book. So yeah, besides that, I do think the author improved. Like, it had a lot more direction and cohesion in the story. Violet's mental health state was kind of more delved into, and Violet as a character was more kind of understandable in this book. So yeah, I did enjoy it, and hope it's not too long a wait for the 4th book. That's my update in those 3 new releases. Let me know what you think of them, and thank you very much for watching.